Hi there, it's Meonicorn. I have an exciting announcement video for you today. I'm going to do a series of videos on Chinese literature. As you all know, I am from China, and in the BookTube newbie tag, I talked about that I want to introduce more Chinese literature to BookTube because I discovered that not many people are familiar with or reading Chinese books. However, I spent a lot of times in 2017 to read a lot of English books, so I myself did not read enough Chinese books in the past year, and I want to change that. I want myself to read at least one book by Chinese authors each month in 2018, and also I'm going to do a video each month introduce some of the Chinese literature to BookTube. And I would like to call the first 6 videos, which is in the first 6 months of 2018 of Chinese literature, the season 1 of my Chinese literature series. And also I want to use a hashtag for this series of videos, and I'm not sure if I'm going to choose Chinese Lit or the CN Lit. So which one do you prefer? Just let me know on the comment down below. And also in the season 1, I'm going to talk about the general topics of Chinese literature to give you a overview and a impression of what is Chinese literature and what type of books that do we have in Chinese literature. I have some topics in my mind that I want to talk about, and I'm going to say the topics here so you can see if you are interested in this video series. The first one is, what is Chinese literature? It is because I often see people mix Chinese literature with like maybe Chinese American literature or all kind of Chinese like other nationalities literature. So I'm going to talk about what is Chinese literature from a Chinese point of view. And the second topic is the period of Chinese literature, because we have like 5,000 years of history and the literature type and format are constantly changing throughout the story. And sometimes we have poetry and sometimes we have novel, and why and how and when we developed the different format of literature is the topic that I want to talk about here. And also I want to talk about some unique type of Chinese literature. For example, I mentioned we have novel, but we have different format of novel, and we have poetry, but we have different type of poetry. So I'm going to introduce that in this video series. And of course, I'm going to talk about some Chinese classics that you have to know. And also I want to introduce some of the amazing Chinese authors to BookTube. And at last, I want to compare some of the different genres in Chinese literature and Western literature. For example, we have fantasy novels, but our fantasy novels is very different from the Western fantasy novels. So I want to introduce some of the topics like this. And that's all the topics in my mind for my first season of Chinese literature video series. If you have any specific topics that you want to hear my opinion of, or if you are interested in any other topics, please leave a comment down below so that I maybe can do some research. And also I have to say that I am not an expert of Chinese literature or Western literature. My major and background are not related to anything close to literature. I'm just a person who loves reading and who is from China, so I may know more Chinese books than a lot of people on BookTube, but my opinion is just my opinion, and the opinion and point of view of mine is not professional. So I hope you understand that, and I hope we have a great discussion about Chinese literature. And that's all for my quick announcement. I'm really looking forward to this series of videos, and until next time, happy reading. Bye!